Hey everyone, I am Sir James, and this is
Me and Lydia.
And together we are Sir and Lydia. Hello everybody, this is Sir and Lydia once again with another episode of our Behind the Song series. The EP has been out for a little while now, so hopefully you're all listening to it with great interest. I'm sure you are. And we're going to just go a little bit behind another tune for you today. This one is called Look Back.
Alright, so Look Back is about a person who's come out of a toxic relationship, and they've seen that now in hindsight. They're looking back and they've realised that it was a toxic relationship, and from that they were able to grow as a person, and it touches on some bitterness that they're feeling as a result of like the accumulation of all these feelings that happen as a result of a breakup. But there's some good that comes from that experience, because that person has now learnt from that and they know now what to look for.
Yeah, it's nice. I think it's a good mixture of a bit of sadness, you know, and there's a little bit of that bitterness, you know, sometimes it's a little bit rough, but it's not all that, it's not so one-dimensional. It's got a little bit of that thing where you can say, quite maturely say, oh, well, I went through this period of time and it didn't, you know, wasn't great, but thankfully I've come out at the end of it, and I've learned these things, and things will be a little bit better from now on, which is really cool.
Yeah. And I wrote the process of this song, writing it. I wrote the chorus first quite a while ago, probably a bit after James wrote the beginnings of After All. I wrote the chorus first. It was quite upbeat, and the chord progression changed really quickly and descended. And then I wrote this separate part, which ended up being the verses, and they were a lot slower and a bit more melancholy. And then I joined the two together, and it got a lot slower and less upbeat. And then I wrote some lyrics after that one, and yeah, they just poured out. Those lyrics poured out, and they were very poetic. And I thought, well, this is one of those songs that just you write quite easily, because it's a beautiful topic.
Yeah, it's cool, and it's something that we both worked on quite nicely as well. I remember when you first pulled it out at, I think, one of our first rehearsals, probably the same one where I showed you After All for the first time as well. And I think at that stage it was kind of mostly written. You had a couple of lyrics here and there, and all the parts were pretty much in place. And I remember having a great time. It was one of the first really good writing experiences we had together, where you're sitting down and we worked on it really collaboratively, and I came up with the lyrics and a few melodies here, and then he added some harmonies and fixed up the lyrics, and you know, it's a really nice demonstration of individual writing styles coming together and influences coming together, because it's kind of jazzy, it's kind of progressive rocky, it's kind of, you know, a bunch of different things, but fundamentally it's us, which is really cool.
And when James was writing the solo section, it was originally going to be written as a clean tone for that guitar, but then he kind of pulled out this wah pedal, which kind of blew us both away, blew us out of the water. It was I didn't expect a wah pedal to go well with the theme of that song, but it really does, and it ended up being, you know, the favourite part for me of that song. That one's my favourite part of the song.
There you go, too kind, huh?
Yeah,
now you're on camera and I've got that written down, so we're all good.
Feeding your ego.
Yep, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I think I mean, I won't lie, the solo was a kind of a highlight for me as well of the tune, but I think my favourite sections are actually just the choruses. I think it's a really good example of vocal harmonies, and even the verses. I do a little bit of harmonizing on a lot of the verses.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice just to have our two voices coming together a lot of those times and working with each other, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's Look Back.
Yeah.
Yes?